Delicious.
Well, hello there! Welcome once more to Concho's Kitchen. And if this is your first time stopping by, I'd like to say a very warm welcome to you. Kindly join me as we make some Koose or Akara, as our Nigerian friends will call it. In Ghana, we simply call it Koose. Very popular street food, but served with some Hausa Koko, which I recently shared a recipe with you. And I hope this is going to be very useful to you. Come along with me and let's do some cooking. Let's start off by washing our beans. This is black eyed peas and that is 1 pound of it. I'm going to wash it thoroughly and then we are going to go ahead and soak it. So now that our beans is thoroughly washed, I'm going to pour some water over it. You need a lot of water because the beans is going to swell. And I set this aside overnight. This is the next morning. As you can see, it's swelling. There's a lot of bubbles also as well, which most people believe is what will make you gassy. So if you are able to soak your beans, it is going to do you a lot of good. So the actual science behind soaking your beans before you cook it is that it helps remove some of the sugars which your body is not able to digest, causing you to be bloated or gassy. So soaking it is key. Of course, it's going to also make your beans softer and easier to blend. I'm going to give it a thorough wash now before we go ahead and blend it. So this time around we are keeping our beans intact. I'm not going to peel it, so it's going to assure you of more fiber, and of course it makes it quicker and easier to make your koose. My blender is very powerful, so I've realized that I don't even need to be peeling my beans again. I really don't see the difference anyway. Less work, more nutrition. I have here some onion, ginger, pepper and Maggie shrimp tablet. That is what I'm going to blend to season or spice up my koose. So everything is peeled and cut up here. Now into the blender it goes, and I'm going to just add a little bit of water just to help this blend. You don't want to add too much water. So that is pretty much all the water I need. I'm going to cover this and blend. So this unpeeled koose is actually the one that I pretty much grew up eating. I started eating the peeled one. I think I remember when I started, I was already grown up. And this, I am so excited to be able to make it with this blender. I don't even have to stress about it. I'm pouring it here into my mixing bowl now. It is done. As you can see, it is thick. And I'm going to make sure that I get as much out of my blender as possible. I'm going to season this with some salt. If you're also using the shrimp tablet, remember it has salt, so be mindful of how much salt you put in there. Using my mixer, I'm going to incorporate some air into my koose mixture. That is always very essential. Even the koose sellers do this. They don't use a whisk, of course, but they use some wooden spoons. Some even use their hand to do that. You want to incorporate that air into it to make it less dense, as fluffy as you can before you fry it, so that your koose is not going to be so dense and soak up a lot of oil as well. You notice the increase in volume of my mixture. That is only because of that air space that is in there. So it is all air. So anyway, I have my oil heated. I started heating it before I started whisking my beans. So it is done now. As you can see, it is hot because you see all those little bubbles coming on my skewer. I'm going to start scooping my bean mixture into my hot oil to fry. Just like with most other things that you would deep fry, you don't want to overcrowd your pot. You want it to have a lot of room because this is going to swell up like it has now and rise to the surface. So you want it to have enough room so you can turn it and also for it to cook evenly. So about 4 to 5 minutes after you scoop your beans in, you want to turn it like I'm doing now. Just flip them around so that the top parts gets to cook as well. When everything is golden brown all around it, then you know it's ready for you to just bring it out of the hot oil, let it cool off, and your koose will be ready. Koko fresh. Koose fresh. So are you ready? I know you want to have a piece of this. Well, you can just make this in the comfort of your home. Very simple. Of course, one hassle is already removed. We didn't even peel the beans. And just look at how perfect this is. It looks like one that we would have made with peeled beans, but it's not even peeled. This was so good. I know you won't regret if you try this, and with some good Hausa Koko. Jayo. So I'm just going to try to scoop all these little bits in here, which mostly is my favorite part, that crunch. I always say that that is the croutons on my cocoa, okay? I just put it on top of my cocoa. Not these little ones, but the ones that are fluffy still, but very tiny. Sometimes I just make it on my own just to have that. So now that I have most of it removed from my oil, I'm going to scoop my next batch of kose in there to fry. Delicious, 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 yeah, delicious. Can you smell the aroma? Yeah. Koose actually is a very, very nutritious meal to have, especially when you have it with your porridge. Of course, some people even make a sandwich out of it. I would say my husband is one of those people. He loves his koose and he will just put it between two slices of bread. It is good. I've actually tried it. And this is so simple. I hope you are able to make it in the comfort of your home and enjoy it. Just look at this. So I'm going to bring this out of the oil as well. At this point, our koose is done. Cocoa is ongoing. And breakfast is just about to be lit. Delicious, yeah, yeah. Delicious, delicious. Trust me, there's no better breakfast than a bowl of cocoa with some koose on it or on the side. But I like it on top like this for sure. And these little pieces here, amazing. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and share this video. And until I come your way next time with something delicious, be loving, be kind, be happy. Now let's look at how this is inside before we go. Perfect, 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 perfect. A round of applause for Kwanchua. Try it.